welcome back everyone. So I'm just going to jump straight into it really on this one. I mean, we've got some big plans coming up over the next few weeks, maybe a couple of months depending on how quick we can get it done. But I don't spoil the surprise too much, but I want to leave it at that. But we are talking some big changes coming up very, very soon. So first question is when we talk about forging. I mean, this is basically what I look at it is, I mean, there's quite a few questions that I wanted to know, and I found it quite difficult to get the answer. So this is the reason why I'm doing the video for you. I mean, some of the questions that you want to know is how much it's going to cost, where do you go to, in situ or engine out, you know, them sort of questions. So first of all, let's talk about prices. Ideally, you're looking at that 5k mark. That can slightly go down, maybe a bit more, depending on what you have done, obviously. So the standard engine, quickly going to that. Pistons is about 360 max, and the liners, again, that's just literally pop look. I mean, how long's a piece of string on the liners? But there are people running 400 on standard pistons, but they're capping the torque, which I find a bit pointless really. If you're going to go that much power, you may just, you know, forge the engine and make the most of it. But people seem to think with a block mod that it saves the liners, but in true fact it don't really. It's a yes and no. Block mod don't save your liners. I mean, they do still crack, so it's one of them. I mean, there's some people running 400 with no block mod being absolutely fine. There's people running 300 with a block mod and they've had the engines crack, liners I should say. So again, it's pot luck on that one. So let's go with the back into the forge build. So in situ, that's where they basically forge the engine when the car engine remains in the engine bay. Now that's an attractive price really, it's quite cheap, but when we look into more detail, it's actually a waste of money really, because the way I was told is that you open your bonnet up, take the pistons out and put the forged pistons in. I mean, obviously when you have the engine taken out, there's so much more that goes into it. Like the engine gets sent off to an engineer who does his bit and it comes back, gets all cleaned up, and obviously correct measurements, and you know, and it's really complicated when you look into it really. Very interesting. So that's my advice. I'd go with the engine out, save up a bit more money and have it done properly. Now, do you have the liners done as well? Personally, I would, because again, last thing you want to do is pay all that money out for a forge build, and then 6 months down the line you have something go wrong, like liners could crack, and then you have to pay for it all over again, because the chances are you're going to knacker something else up in the engine. So it's a lot of money to waste. So I'd definitely recommend having the fully build. So another route you could go down is RS engine, which is another thing that I was told I could do, but it's one of them. I mean, for the same price of a forged engine, I could have an RS engine with an RS turbo, but again, the RS engine ain't bulletproof. I mean, the liners still crack on them, not as often, not as much, but they still crack. But you also have another problem. I think it's Ringland failure, and that's quite common on them. So the ST engines, we have liners, they have Ringland failure. So it's one of them. I'd only recommend that if you're only going 360, a comfortable 360. They should be able to that all along. But between the pistons, RS and ST pistons, there's hardly any difference really. I mean, the RS can go a little bit more, but not much more. So you may just go forward and have it done properly, and that way you got a bulletproof engine. That's literally outlive the car. Once it's done, it's done. So that's why I'm going a fully forged engine, because it's just more, it's a bit more expensive to start with, but in the long run it works out cheaper, and it's all done. So it's a tough one where to go really. I mean, that all depends on, I mean, I know people as I've worked into my car, and I still went with someone else in the end, because obviously they had a better price for me. It's highly recommended. It's a tough one to choose where to go really. I mean, there's a lot of good people out there, but one thing I will say, when you do phone up and talk to people about it, they do tend to like sort of slag each other off basically. That's something that I've experienced when I've been phoning up other companies, asking how much this is going to be done, what can they offer, and etc. And I do talk about other companies quite a lot, so be prepared for that. Pre-warning. So hopefully I've answered some of your questions that I wanted to know, and hopefully that's helped you out if you do choose to go the forge build. But if you're going to have it done, I definitely recommend go fully out and get it done properly. So yeah, that's the way I'd go for it anyway. So hopefully you'll have a comfortable, easy time having it done, not awkward, getting messed about, and hopefully it goes really well for you. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll get to the next one very soon.